We're talking about what you did and accountability. Are you going to apologize to the mother or not?
I don't apologize for success.
You don't apologize for putting her son's life in danger and for putting the mission in jeopardy. Well, that's really disappointing and not befitting the type of leadership that our troops and families deserve. It's frankly a stunning lack of OPSEC. Privates are trained to do much better than that. It was reckless. And it sounds like
A national security hearing quickly turned into one of the most confrontational moments yet for Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, as a sitting member of Congress accused him of recklessness, demanded accountability, and relayed a blunt message from a military parent who wants him to resign. Before we break it all down, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you do not miss our continuing coverage of Congress, the Pentagon, and the decisions that directly affect service members and their families.
Virginia, Mr. Vindman.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I ask unanimous consent to submit for the record an article. A distinguished member of this committee,
Without objection, so ordered.
confirmed that there was, in fact, a pause in offensive cyber operations earlier this year. The SecDef just denied this. This committee deserves to know whether the Secretary just lied. Mr. Secretary, many believed you were underqualified for this role. You've been Secretary for 4.5 months now. For the sake of the American people and our service members, I hope you've done your homework since. Let's talk Indo-PACOM. What year has the Navy publicly set as the benchmark for being ready to fight a war with China?
Well, it needs to be right now. We know what China has said.
I'm glad to hear that, but there is a
it's right
publicly
now.
set date.
Well, we know it wouldn't be
Let me help you
prudent
out.
for me in this environment to
2027.
reveal when we think we're ready. That's what China has said, and we understand what they're
Secretary,
saying.
I
We
asked
want to
for
be
a year.
capable and ready for it.
Not a filibuster. 2027 is the year. According to unclassified DoD assessments, how many warships does China have in its Navy today?
Many and growing.
370. It's the largest Navy in the world. How many does the U.S. Navy have today?
Thanks to this budget, it's increasing
It's a number. I'm looking for a
substantially,
number.
but it's just south of 300.
296, pretty close. How many ships is China expected to field by 2030?
I believe that's a classified number, but it's going to go up
DoD
at a rapid rate.
CMPR report that was released. There's an unclassified number.
It's going up at a rapid rate.
Let me help you out. 435. Let's see if we do better in EUCOM. What corridor in eastern Poland is vulnerable and a priority for U.S. reinforcements? It connects Belarus to a Russian region.
I'm sure you can tell me.
I can tell you. It's the Suwalki Gap. Which heavily militarized Russian territory connected the Suwalki Gap? It contains nuclear-capable missiles. It threatens all of NATO. It's right there in the middle of Eastern Europe.
I see we're playing a quiz game here.
It's
Ultimately,
Kaliningrad
thankfully,
Oblast.
we're getting our NATO allies to step up in their spending to make sure that they can hold the
Mr.
line.
Secretary, I asked you a specific question. Thank you. It's Kaliningrad Oblast. So what percentage of Ukrainian frontline casualties, let's talk drones, are now caused by FPV drones?
A very large percentage, and we're studying that conflict closely to understand
I hope so.
that fact.
It's over 70%. And which U.S. service has written doctrine or standardized procurement for integration of FPV drones?
That's the Army.
I wish that were the case, but actually the answer is none of them. So we're not prepared yet, and we need to get there fast. Let me turn to a different topic. A few weeks ago, when my office opened up in Fredericksburg, I spoke to the mother of one F-18 pilot who flew the March 15th mission over the Red Sea in Yemen that you discussed over Signal. I spoke to her again on Tuesday and asked her if there was anything she wanted me to bring up. She believes that you need to resign. She also had several questions, but one thing she said she would appreciate an apology for putting classified information. Her son couldn't even tell her where the Truman was going, but into the Houthi PC small group Signal chat that risked her son's life and the mission. Mr. Secretary, yes or no, do you think you owe her an apology?
Please make sure to let her know how grateful we are for the skill and heroism of her.
I am very much grateful. I'm sure everybody in this room is grateful. I'm proud of what her son has done. The question is, do you owe her an apology for your actions? Are you going to be accountable?
It was an incredibly successful mission. Her son did great
They
work.
did a magnificent
and
job.
Thankfully, the Houthi campaign was successful.
Secretary, I agree with you. Magnificent job. The performance of those pilots and Navy personnel, magnificent. We're talking about what you did and accountability. Are you going to apologize to the mother or not?
I don't apologize for success.
You don't apologize for putting her son's life in danger and for putting the mission in jeopardy. Well, that's really disappointing and not befitting the type of leadership that our troops and families deserve. It's frankly a stunning lack of OPSEC. Privates are trained to do much better than that. It was reckless. And it sounds like that accountability doesn't extend as far as the Secretary of Defense. So I think you should resign. The mother says she wants you gone. And with that, I yield back.
Gentlemen,
The exchange unfolded during a House Armed Services Committee hearing when Virginia Congressman Eugene Vindman, a retired Army officer and national security expert, took his turn at the microphone. Vindman wasted no time signaling that this would not be a friendly or ceremonial line of questioning. He first moved to enter an article into the Congressional Record, noting that a distinguished member of the committee had publicly confirmed there was a pause in U.S. offensive cyber operations earlier this year. Vindman pointed out that Secretary Hegseth had just denied that pause under oath. His implication was clear. Either the public reporting and congressional confirmations were wrong, or the secretary had just misled Congress. Then the questioning turned personal and pointed. Vindman acknowledged that many critics initially believed Hegseth was underqualified for the role of Secretary of Defense. Now, more than 4 months into the job, Vindman said, the stakes were too high for guesswork. He framed his questions as a test of preparedness, not politics. He began with the Indo-Pacific, the region U.S. defense officials consistently describe as the most consequential theater for future conflict. Vindman asked when the Navy has publicly benchmarked its readiness to fight a war with China. Hegseth tried to pivot, saying readiness must be immediate, and declined to cite a date. Vindman cut him off and supplied the answer himself, 2027, a year frequently referenced in unclassified Pentagon assessments tied to Chinese military modernization and potential action against Taiwan. From there, Vindman walked through hard numbers. China currently fields roughly 370 warships, making it the largest navy in the world by count. The United States Navy stands at about 296. By 2030, China is projected to reach approximately 435 ships, a figure that appears in publicly available defense reports. Vindman then shifted to Europe, asking about the Suwalki Gap, a narrow but strategically vital corridor in eastern Poland that connects NATO territory between Lithuania and Poland and sits between Belarus and Russia's heavily militarized Kaliningrad region. Kaliningrad hosts nuclear-capable missile systems and represents one of NATO's most vulnerable pressure points in a potential conflict with Russia. Again, Vindman supplied the answers himself when Hegseth deflected. Vindman told the committee about a conversation with the mother of an F-18 pilot who flew combat missions over the Red Sea earlier this year. That pilot was part of operations targeting Houthi forces in Yemen. Vindman explained that this mother could not even know where her son was deployed due to operational security. Vindman asked the question directly. Does the secretary believe he owes her an apology for sharing sensitive operational information in a way that could have put her son's life and the mission at risk? Hegseth praised the mission as successful and lauded the bravery and skill of the pilots. Vindman agreed that the service members performed magnificently, but he pressed again, emphasizing that the issue was not their performance, it was the secretary's accountability. Hegseth's response stunned the room. He said plainly that he does not apologize for success. Vindman pushed back hard, saying that success does not excuse reckless behavior or lapses in operational security. He reminded the committee that junior enlisted service members are trained from day one to safeguard sensitive information. In Vindman's words, the conduct described showed a stunning lack of operational discipline. He closed by saying that accountability should apply to everyone, including the Secretary of Defense. On behalf of the mother he spoke to, and in his own judgment as a former officer, Vindman said Hegseth should resign. Moments like this resonate far beyond the hearing room. They speak to a deeper question about leadership, trust, and the bond between military families and those who command their sons and daughters. For parents who live with the fear that comes with every deployment, accountability is not abstract, it is personal. If you want continued, clear-eyed reporting that goes beyond political theater and explains what these moments mean for national security and military families, make sure to subscribe. We will keep following this story and the growing pressure surrounding the Pentagon's leadership.